Watching or reading about prison escapes in films and literature can be pretty fascinating. However, throughout history, there have been several unbelievable real-life examples of such incidents. Here, we look at the 10 most insane and successful prison escapes. Number 10. The John Dillinger prison escape. One of the most spectacular and successful prison escapes in history was orchestrated by John Dillinger, also infamously known as Public Enemy Number 1. After he was arrested in 1934, Dillinger was sent to the supposedly escape-proof Crown Point Jail in Indiana. However, Dillinger built a fake gun out of a bar of soap and then went on to capture an astonishing 17 hostages inside the jail. He then made a daring escape from the prison by stealing the town sheriff's new car and fled to Illinois. Number 9. Jerry Burgevin's escape from Camp Waterloo. After breaking into a drugstore in 1962, Jerry Burgevin was sentenced to about 10 years imprisonment in a Michigan prison. In 1969, he appealed for a transfer to the lower security Camp Waterloo in Jackson, stating that he wanted to attend a training program there. Shortly after he was moved there, Burgevin escaped, never ever to be found again. The authorities searched for him for years and to date have not been able to solve the mystery of Burgevin's escape. In 2013, the Michigan Department of Corrections finally called off the search for Burgevin. Number 8. Billy Hayes, escape of the infamous hash smuggler. Caught for smuggling hash out of Turkey, Billy Hayes, an American student, was sentenced to life imprisonment in a dangerous Turkey prison. Hayes then planned a shrewd escape where he slipped out in a rowboat at midnight and then mixed in with the locals to eventually cross the border to Greece. The 1978 film Midnight Express captured Hayes' dramatic escapades. Number 7. The Maze prison escape. Another incredible tale of escaping an escape-proof prison. In the Maze prison in Ireland, 38 provisional Irish Republican Army prisoners attempted to escape after using guns they had smuggled from outside. The prisoners took 6 guards as hostages and then overtook a van carrying prison supplies. After this, they left out the front gate of the prison in the back of the van. Number 6. The Great Escape. Stalag Luft III was a German Air Force prisoner of war camp during World War II. In 1944, a group of 76 Allied soldiers dug 3 tunnels of 30 feet under the Stalag Luft III to execute their incredible escape. They used wooden blocks for support, along with lamps and air pumps to ensure that they could breathe as they dug. After a lot of intricate planning, they finally decided to make the escape attempt on Friday, March 24, 1944, under the cover of complete darkness. A massive manhunt was launched after the 77th soldier was spotted, and eventually, out of the 76, only 3 could escape. Number 5. The Alcatraz escape. The Alcatraz prison, located on an island in California, is one of the most legendary ones in the world because of its obvious escape-proof features. There had been 14 attempts of escapes from the prison since its inception, but none were successful, except one. In 1962, Frank Morris, Clarence and John Anglin used makeshift tools to break the concrete walls of the prison and escaped into a nearby ventilation shaft from where they made their way onto the beach outside. Boarding on a homemade raft, the trio then escaped to the San Francisco Bay and were never heard of again. Number 4. The Libby prison escape. This was the most successful prison break during the American Civil War. After breaking into the basement area of the building and digging a tunnel through it for 17 days, the prisoners finally resurfaced beneath a tobacco shed inside a nearby ground and just ambled out the front gate. 59 of those men evaded capture, while 48 were caught. Number 3. The Dieter Dengler jungle prison escape. Dieter Dengler was a German-American Navy pilot during the Vietnam War who was shot down and thrown into a jungle prison camp in 1966. Along with 6 others, Dengler planned and executed a stunning escape after killing 3 prison guards and disappearing into the jungles. For 23 days, he survived deep in the jungles and was finally rescued by Air Force Sky Raiders. Dieter Dengler is hence famous for being the only American soldier to successfully escape from a prison camp during the Vietnam War. Number 2. Alfred Wetzler's incredible death camp escape. The name Alfred Wetzler is renowned for being one of the very few Jews that successfully escaped from Auschwitz death camp during the Holocaust in the 1940s. Wetzler, who was then 25, along with a fellow 19-year-old companion, Rudolf Verba, hid for 4 nights inside of a hollowed-out woodpile built for new arrivals. On April 7, 1944, he then escaped with his friend by wearing stolen overcoats and reached the Polish border by using just a page from an atlas. This dramatic escape is said to have given some really damning evidence about the notorious death camp. Number 1. Choi Gap Bok, the yoga master who escaped prison. On September 12, 2012, Choi Gap Bok was arrested for robbery in South Korea. What the prison authorities didn't know was that Gap Bok had been a yoga master for 23 years. On September 17th, Gap Bok asked for a skin cream and applied the ointment on the upper part of his body. After this, using his yoga skills, Gap Bok squeezed his body through the small food slot at the bottom of his cell while the guards were sleeping. The dramatic and truly insane escape is said to have taken just 34 seconds.
Please click the subscribe link below to get updates on new videos from us.